Hi, it's Kathleen from Bailey Academy, mom of 5, homeschooling 2 of them, ages 11 and 14. So today I want to participate in a collab with Abby from Rooted and Rest and Jessica from the Well Dog Way. They are talking about this month, any homeschool YouTuber can join in. They're talking about their holiday plans for their homeschool. And so after you're done watching this video, in the description will be the link to the playlist. You can see everybody else who's made a video so far, and also if you go to the two hosts, either of their videos, in their description will be how to participate if you would like to. Or of course, if you don't do videos or just don't want to participate, you can just watch everybody's videos. So this is our 4th-ish year homeschooling. We actually started just after the holidays, 2021 I think, so I guess it'd be 5 years soon. So we've done different things for the holidays. We studied books, we studied Christmas Around the World, we did Christmas in different, no, that's the same thing, Christmas, I don't know, we've done lots of different stuff. So this year I decided that I wanted to do more like Christmas in the past, and so I chose Pioneer Times, Christmas Pioneers, or whatever you want to call it. So what I did is I don't necessarily use a store-bought, a pre-made curriculum that you buy and then just use. I have done that sometimes, but like last year, it's not necessarily Christmas, but we did the Hygge, Hygge, study from Wonder House Creative, which was really good, and I really recommend that if you want some sort of like more like relaxed and Christmas. And again, it's not Christmas specific, it's more like winter and coziness specific, so I'm learning about another culture. Anyways, got off on a tangent there. So what I decided to do was I found I guess you'd call it a unit study on Christmas in the Pioneer Times. It's specifically made off of a American Girl book, and they have one for each of the different time periods. We're not reading the American Girl book or anything like that. We're just using some of the activities that they have, and I planned them where I want to put them myself, and also added a few things of my own in, and we're going to do other stuff with that. So first of all, I wanted to say that I have one in grade 6 and one in grade 9. So the grade 9, is only doing 5 classes for this semester, because they change next semester. That's how we do it. So anyways, we're going to continue our history that we're doing together, which is Curiosity Chronicles Early Modern Part 1. So we're going to continue that because I already have the whole year, well, not the whole year, but I'm going to have through December planned, and so I want to make sure we do that still, and to keep, the history credit for my son. And then we're also going to do, for English/ELA, depending on which kid I talk about, we're going to not do what we normally do, but we're going to do a book study, each of them. And so I decided that even though we've read both the books with both the kids before and even done a bit of study with it, we're going to kind of go more in depth. So my son, the grade 9, is going to do A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens. I tried looking for something different that was good for his age, and like Christmas books I could find for his age were more like, romance novels and stuff that he already doesn't even like reading fiction or books in general. So he's going to do A Christmas Carol, and I purchased a kit on TPT, a book study product on TPT, which I will link in the description in case you want to see it. I got it quite on sale. It probably isn't on sale when you see this, depending on when you see it, but there's lots of ones to choose from, and I believe there's free ones you can find as well. So that's what he's going to do. My daughter's going to do The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, which again we've read, but this is they're going to be reading it themselves, which they don't do a lot of reading on their own. It's really hard for them, and so I tend to focus more on the comprehending by reading with them and then asking them questions or having them narrate or things like that. So this is the books that they're going to read themselves as well, which is, like I said, quite hard for them. But they gotta practice it, so that's what they're going to do for an English. And then the other thing that they're going to do, my daughter's going to continue math because, well, math, we need to practice. My son is not doing math till next semester, so he is going to continue his computer science, which is mostly just the coding that he works on his own. But I have a coding book as well that I may throw in as a couple of reading just to make sure he's getting more well-rounded. But he knows pretty much everything that I try to teach him about computer science that I find. So I'm just going to keep it easy for the holiday season. Oh yes, and then the history, the book studies, math / coding, is the typical school that we're going to do, although obviously the ELA is Christmas related. And then I'm going to read a short Christmas story every day I'll show you what the schedule is in a minute of the days that we're including. I forgot to write down what it's called, but it's basically something like the Children's Book of Christmas Stories or something like that. Free online. We'll link a link in the description below. And I printed off a list of all the stories in it because, one, there's way more than I need. This is how many stories are in it. And also, some are better for younger kids, some are better for older kids, and some are just, I'm not sure I would want to read them. Plus some, a couple of them are religious, and we don't really do that. I printed them out. I'm looking at a summary of each story, because even though they're short, it's still a lot of stories. And then kind of deciding from there, and I'm highlighting the ones that I think I might want to use. We're going to have 17 days of school. We're starting the last week in November, and then doing the December, but we take some days off, so I'll need 17 stories, or at least 15. That way, if we have 2 days that we don't have time for a story, that works too. So I printed off a custom calendar. It's very messy because I'm using my own printing, but basically this is the last week in November, the 3 weeks of December. We only have one Friday that we're doing school because of the way that we take days off, so that gives us 17 days. So this week, since as I'm making this, we're having 1 week before we start holiday schooling, we are going to be doing, just making sure we do lots of the things that we're not going to be doing, and like science and stuff like that. And also just catching up on math some more, focus on those things that we're not going to be doing during the month of December and the 1 week of November. So what I did was I used the thing about the Christmas with Pioneers. They have 4 sections. They have what was Christmas like, cooking and / food, decor, and gifts. And so I decided that since we only have one Friday, it's basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we will do what was Christmas like on Monday, Tuesday is cooking and food, Wednesday is decor, Thursday is gifts, and then back and so on. And so I decided that. So basically I just took, for example, Tuesday is easier to talk about, the cooking and food. So on the first Tuesday, I wrote which video that they mentioned that we're going to watch, and it talks about making homemade butter, I think. And so we're going to make homemade butter, or maybe it didn't, but we're going to make homemade butter and watch the video. Whereas the next Tuesday, we're going to read a book I have about pioneering kitchens, and then we're going to make a recipe that I wrote down. And then same thing the other days. Or the Thursdays is the decorations, right? Yeah, no, gifts. So the first Thursday, we're going to read a website that talks about Christmas cards, and then we're going to look at samples that I have a link for. And then I tried to look up a way to make Christmas cards that would look old, but I didn't like any of the ones I found. And then on the next week, we're going to learn the history of Santa Claus because, Santa, gift giving. And do a Mad Lib that I found about the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas poem. And then the next week, we're going to be learning about, because, okay, the American Girl book is based in, the girl is Swedish. She came from Sweden. Yeah. Sweden. No. Yes, that's right. Oh my god. She came from Sweden. So we're also learning a little bit about Christmas in Sweden. So we're going to learn about, and I don't even want to try to pronounce this, basically some sort of riddle thing that they do with gifts. And we're going to practice making riddles. And then the fourth one has to do with feeding the birds. We're not going to feed the birds the same way they do, but we'll feed the birds. That will be our last meeting. So I made little lists of a few things I need to get from the dollar store or the grocery store, but for the most part, this stuff doesn't require too much things that I don't already own. Right now, I just need 2 things from the grocery store and 2 things from the dollar store. So it's not like I'm using a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do Pioneer Christmas stuff. We're going to read a Christmas story, like a folk story, like we're talking about older stories. One a day, ignore the dog. And then we are going to be book studying 2 Christmas books, as well as a little bit of our regular school. And that is what we're going to do. It may not sound simple to you, but it's simple to me. So we're going to keep it fairly simple, but still do something different with regards to the Pioneer times. And I think that will be fun. And that is our plan for the holiday season. And then we take a break until January. When the schools start back up here around here, that's when we start. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. I will try to remember to... Dog. I will try to remember to link everything that I mentioned in the description. If I forget something and you wanted the link, just let me know. And don't forget to check out the playlist in the description to see what everybody else is talking about their holiday plans. And like I said, if you're a YouTuber and a homeschool YouTuber and you want to make a video, check out Abby or Jessica's video to find the instructions for how to join in. And that's it for today. Bye.